Hey guys, Bubba here. Hey, we've got some insanity brewing in the Middle East as we come upon Quds Day. This comes up on every Friday, the last Friday of Ramadan. This is when it gets nuts. Earlier today, the Islamic Resistance of Nujaba issued a warning clip here of this video in Hebrew of all things, while unveiling its latest ballistic missile called Jamal 69 and examines a scenario of a simultaneous attack from Yemen, Iran, Iraq, Syria, Lebanon, and Gaza on Israel at once. Here we have the Ansar Allah movement, the Yemen's Houthi, which claims that they can also fire these missiles, the Quds too, just like they hit the Saudi Aramco oil facility in the city of Jeddah and successfully struck it there on November 23rd, 2020. They also have these jet-powered Samad 3 drones with a flying range of over 1,200 miles. And down here in the Sinai Peninsula, you've got your breakoffs of the Muslim Brotherhood, as well as your Islamic State, as they also look at Iraq. And you've got your various places throughout Iraq that can target and hit all of Israel. And here they're showing off the Sigil, Iran's deadliest missile with a range of 2,000 kilometers, a payload of 650 kilograms. It's a two-stage with fragmentation warhead capabilities. And here they're showing how they can hit Tel Aviv all the way up to the north to the port, as well as all the tourist areas to really hit them in their pocketbook. And what I find interesting is that this propaganda piece showing even here in Iraq, all these missiles and all these targeted areas can reach Israel with no problem, but it's in Hebrew, of all things, pointed out to the Jews, trying to create more fear and panic, no doubt, among those who live in the Middle East, but they're also putting this out for a reason, because we know that there are many in the Arab world that want to wipe Israel off the map. Beginning with the Islamic Revolution in 1979, Iran has hosted a worldwide annual hate fest against Jews celebrated on the last Friday of Ramadan, called Quds Day. Those who observe the holiday are hoping for a bash, which is what Iran and its Palestinian proxies always desire. Not so much celebration of Islam's ties to Jerusalem, but more pointedly, the pummeling of Jews wherever they might be found. It's a special day each year where Muslims pledge themselves to the destruction of the Jewish people by first eliminating their state. Think of Al-Quds as a whirlwind of anti-Semitic, anti-Zionist propaganda passion play for Muslims with Jews, naturally typecast as villains. It's also a day of solidarity with the Palestinians, but in actuality, it's just another excuse to burn flags and to incite violence against Israel. If Al-Quds Day was really about Palestinian self-determination, there would be less burning of the Israeli and American flags and far less trash talk. Palestinians are not on the minds of those who finance the holiday. Keep in mind, though, in 2018, Iran's President Hassan Rouhani celebrated Al-Quds Day by stating that Israel can never feel that it is ever in a safe place. In 2012, Iran's then-President Mahmoud Ahmadinejad said that confronting the Zionist regime is a national and religious duty. Worse still, the bloodthirstiness of Al-Quds is not confined to the region. It's celebrated internationally in over 80 countries in New York City, London, Paris, Stockholm, Berlin, and Toronto, for example. In London, it attracts over 3,000 people. In Berlin, 1,600 protesters showed up in 2018. The United States can expect to see rallies in over 18 cities, especially on college campuses, with great fanfare. Quds Day may be a prep rally, but beware of game day, which is when the real fervor unfolds. Last year, Palestinians outside the Al-Aqsa Mosque tossed rocks at Jewish worshippers on their way to the Western Wall. Israeli police gave chase and fired rubber bullets inside the mosque. That led to Hamas launching rockets at Israeli population centers. Israel retaliated, which ignited all those familiar Middle Eastern fireworks of war. Meanwhile, Hezbollah in Lebanon, to the north, is having many issues right now, as there is so much violence going on right now, as there is a political war going on, per se. Roads are being blocked, people are being attacked, because they have elections coming up on May 15th. You've also got the head of the Hamas political bureau, Khalid Mashal, called for the formation of an Al-Aqsa army. He wants to create an Al-Aqsa army by this Muslim nation to try to get all the other Muslim nations to join him to fight against the occupying regime in Jerusalem and call on everyone to contribute to this support. Guys, this is getting ready to get nuts. Stay tuned. We'll talk soon.